Good evening, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of the Mighty Misfit Menagerie, that's Wild Beyond the Witchlight. I think episode now?
Yeah.
10. Episode 10. Or...
Remind
me. 10. We will be if you're watching this on Twitch, we will be off this next week for the holiday. If you're on YouTube, I don't think you'll miss anything because I do have like a mini back catalog unintentionally that will be posted on the week, as well as a bonus Christmas episode, which will be already live when you see this one because this will be posted the day Tuesday after Christmas. So yeah, look forward to that.
Is it timeline breaking if I say the Christmas episode was a lot of fun and it's not Christmas yet?
No, I think we had a lot of fun with the Christmas episode. We wanted to have it recorded in time to actually post on the holiday, so we did it last week, and I really enjoyed that.
I feel bad.
Thanks, Rio.
I feel bad calling it a Christmas episode because I put no reference to Christmas in.
It was like a nondescript winter Faerun holiday.
Yeah.
So.
Gifts were exchanged.
That's true.
Yes.
Gifts were exchanged.
Yeah.
Therefore, it is a holiday.
There was snow. Gifts were exchanged. What more do you want?
Exactly. I'm good with that.
That's as much.
I mean, deadly vendetta.
We continue. And I believe that's all of the businessy side of it.
I just want to add one more thing. If you loved Rime of the Frost Maiden, you have to watch the holiday episode just for Altus and Tempest's surprises.
Yes. And speaking of the Frost Maiden campaign, Helene and I recorded an interview with the two of us, talking just about the campaign itself and preparing as a DM and whatnot. So look forward to that coming out.
When did that come out? Because I haven't been able to watch it, and I don't like not like Maiden.
I will let you know. I have it's gonna be some of next week off, but I can hopefully get some time.
I'm so excited.
It's going to be password access only, and no one give Ray the password.
We'll tell you on the stream, but it'll be in a code. No. JK. With that, I believe, unless anybody has any final notes, we will turn to our veteran correspondent in the field, Helena.
Executioner of plans.
The recapitation.
I'm so official.
You are.
All right, so we had just come upon a house on fire. Many coals danced in glee as they ruined wood. And the guy in there, Duke Iktar,
Yes.
oh yeah, was like, hey, help me. So we're like, okay, cool, we'll help you. So we put out the fires, and we were like, okay, so what's the deal with the king? We need to talk to him. He's like, well, we're actually planning a coup against him, but in the meantime, you could probably go check with him. Check it out. So he's like, go past the bridge. There's a bunch of heads on stakes. You can't miss it. So we head down across this bridge, and just because we can. And we come upon a weird being with a gourd for a head. He's got two big claws. Oh, coincidence. It's Clapperclaw. Hey, man, we've been looking for you, too. And he's like, cool. He's very friendly. And he's like, I will definitely talk to you about things that are not secret at all. And we're like, good, because we don't like secrets. So we're like, hey, we want to get the hag. He's like, sure, maybe you can do that. Again, the king's just past me, so you can try that. He tells us a little bit of information that my brain dead brain may not be recalling all of, but hopefully that won't be important. So he says basically he'll get us to thither or hither, whichever one we're not in, if we go to the hag and get his head, because again, it's a gourd. We're like, okay, we'll try that. So he lets us pass him, and we do meet the king, and he's insufferable, as most rulers are. So we're like, hey man, we want to get the hag. Once again, we're telling everybody our secret plans. He's like, I could let you go see her because I kind of got an errand for you to run. I got this book of hers. Maybe you can take it back to her. Tell her I kept it safe. And we're like, yeah, we will tell her that. So it's like, first y'all need a costume change because we're getting pretty ripe. We've been here a while. Decapitated? I think.
The only thing I would add is the fight in the house she downplayed. That was a shit
It really was.
They had 6 hit points, but they were very hard to hit.
It's like,
And then they lit us on fire, which spiraled.
Yeah, that was just as vindication. They had an AC of 18 and you're level 3. That's a difficult combo. Y'all did very well.
Well, and I was playing huge Ultra, and you were in a giant wolf form, which is incredibly flammable. And so then I was like, oh, I'll drop her out of wolf form and use shape water. And then your character sheet didn't have shape water anymore. And I was like, oh no, I don't know what to do. Because she has produced flame against flaming creatures.
That's not gonna work.
So you're not shell-shocked. Most of our clothes were burned off.
Oh gosh.
No, you were fine, actually.
Oh, I'm good.
You were a wolf.
That's right. Yeah. So just cinched around the edges.
Yeah.
That's what I'm thinking.
I
Yeah.
came face to face with Solstice,
Oh,
and
not
all his
the
bits.
solstice.
And you lost most of your clothes.
You're welcome.
Yeah,
I love it.
that was maybe my best granting of bardic inspiration I've ever had.
Nice.
I saw that side of Solstice, congratulated him, and gave him bardic.
You almost got a biffle, which if you don't know what that means in French, look it up.
I'm not gonna.
I'm not going to look it up.
Safe search?
It means to be slapped across the face
Oh.
Ah.
By a solstice.
by a solstice.
Biffle.
Biffle.
The stamp.
When we last left our party, you were being led to the palace to be retrofitted in proper attire of an attaché to the Soggy Court.
Also, we got a wine glass with a message in it to meet somebody.
Yes. When you were meeting with the king, as the court was chattering about and he was going on about the book that needed to be returned, and our lovely Cody was in discussion with the alligator, who's my favorite character in the whole book.
Noodle?
That is Snoodle.
Noodle.
You were given a secret note that read in Sylvan, "Find Illig, the Baron of Muckstub, at once. The revolution lives." After having previously met several heads on stakes that were all the former kings prior to Golub the 19th. As you agreed to deliver the book in exchange for meeting Bavlorna, as the king explained to all of you that only members of the Soggy Court can interact with the hag. Inside the castle walls themselves, before you actually reach the door, you can see this large building with tree legs growing out of it. One path leading to a stout building on the left here. And in the distance, a storm cloud seemingly bound as a balloon to a basket below, containing a stall.
Seems very reminiscent of. Oh gosh, what was his name?
Super important.
Yeah. Yeah. Let's go. Jeltra's just been too on. Well, singed.
Is that supposed to be happening?
The bullywug leading you, guard, turns, stamping his spear. Visitors of Our Lady.
That thing's a visitor?
Occupants.
Oh, that's how we get to Bavlorna?
They look at each other and then look at you, seemingly trying to discern the level of intelligence the king has entrusted to meet the hag. No.
Do you cultivate all this grass yourself, or does it just grow wild?
it's
This way. As they
You can't
open
beat
the
them
door,
before them.
now Percy is contemplating your level of intelligence.
It is not.
opening
We
the
have
door.
fought monsters with higher intelligence.
Opening the door to the sinking palace, this ramshackle hall is built around a big tree. Two of the tree's limbs reach out through the walls like enormous welcoming arms. The interior of the hall is roomy, with an open floor plan that allows occupants of the upper story to look out over the lower one. Bullywug courtiers crowd into the space, filling it with their guttural croaks. Their clothing is faded and stained with mud. This way.
Well, we've been following you this whole time.
Clearly, polite society leaves you baffled.
To be quite honest, yeah.
Frankly, it's not hard to baffle him.
Lead you
I was mostly raised by a monkey in a vest filled with buttons.
up to an upper level overlooking this central courtyard with all the courtiers lounging about. You can see out the window a wading pool on the other side where several of the bullywugs swim. He leads you through a side corridor to a window with a clothesline. And as you approach, a bullywug dressed in a bow tie with a vest and frock coat bows deeply.
I
I
return
bow
the
back.
bows.
I will also bow, even though I'm like I half bow, half curtsy. I don't know which one is appropriate. A little awkward.
I see her curtsy, and so I curtsy as well. Unsure of what we're doing.
I continue to bow.
Oh, lovely. The king has brought manners. Fantastic. I shall clothe you all.
To be honest, most of us, I'm human, I'm not a manner. Solstice is a
But you
transfigured.
contain manners.
No, mostly organs and blood.
He just looks for a moment, deadpan, and then reaches back and pulls the cord, and you hear this whirring sound as the clothesline leading out the window spins inwards, where it connects to a pole from the ceiling, and clothes rotate through along it in a U.
I do love clothes, though.
Please. All here are suited for the court.
Lovely.
Take your pick. Choose wisely.
Is there... Did he...
Why? Are they cursed?
Thank you, Solstice. I was thinking the same.
I mean, some are less fashionable, but cursed is a strong word to use for clothes.
Okay.
No.
And
I
what
will-
will you be requiring as payment?
Fly out of the air.
Catch.
I have been informed that you are emissaries of our gracious king, and his eyes are like flat, wide, speeches rehearsed. And clothing is of no cost for the great favor you perform for our community.
What?
All right.
When in
When in hither?
The majority of the clothing has clearly spent a long time in this swampy lake land. All of the colors faded. You can see what they used to be bright and vibrant and have been in and out of the muck so many times. Though they are clean, there is the dankness of the swamp almost woven into the fabric itself. There's varying sizes, as you've seen in the bullywugs up until this point. They generally don't always wear things befitting an actual bullywug form. It seems to be pieces taken from anything from a furball to a gnome that they can force onto themselves, whether it be baggy or skin tight or not even closed because it was not meant for the size of their bodies. So in this array, you have near free reign of style to choose from. Those of you from the Forgotten Realms can see clothing that you would recognize, particularly those from the circus, from all up and down the Sword Coast. There's these Cholton shoulder pads that have feathers adorning them. There's furs from the great wastes of the north from 10 towns. And curiously enough, there's garb from Ravnica, from Eberron, from lands that the names of which have been lost to Faerun for generations.
These are amazing.
Most of them seem kind of tasteless.
It's hard to bear high standards.
Well, I guess my love will find whatever fits you.
Preferably leather.
He starts to string the line along, and you see the clothes whirring past, clearly color organized at this point as they're flying out the window and some coming back in, accompanied by more of the flies and the mist from the swamp following the whoosh. And he stops at a section of leathers in various sizes. There is
Chaps.
there are chaps as well as a tunic cordoned down the center to about the solar plex, with a leather cord adorning it in an complementing color to the rest of the garb. Sleeveless and with a matching braid affixed.
Is there an outfit that'll make her look like anyone from Tom of Finland? Like a vest with like a harness and
this
like
is like,
bicep cuff.
I would take this as like a medieval Tom of Finland. Like, yeah.
Sold. I put that on.
He also, swirling it backwards until he gets to creams and whites, hands you a pair of pantaloons that actually would go underneath the chaps itself to cover the center and back sections.
Are you sure?
He looks you up and down.
Well, your visage is blazing. I think the hag would prefer.
Clothing.
You trailed off. She would
Modesty.
prefer what?
Censorship.
I should not speak of Our Lady.
Oh.
To be fair, she shouldn't knock it until she's tried it.
Maybe I could convince her. Fashion is about taking risks.
Yeah. I disagree. I believe fashion is wearing the same thing but in different colors at all times.
I assume patterns.
Though faded, these are as garish as they come, and you can see still the glints of gold woven inlays into lots of the pieces, as well as other metals that have managed to keep a shine, though needing of some polish. Anything from paisley to houndstooth, and all of them in wildly different ranges of color.
I pick out pantaloons, a tunic, not a tunic, pantaloons like a shirt, a waistcoat, jacket to put over the waistcoat, and do they have hats?
They do not have hats on the rack, but he stamps his staff, and an armoire to the side goes.
And a top hat, all in different patterns and no colors repeated.
Excellent. As you are in your muted rainbow attire, adorned by shining buttons. Percival?
They have something in my size.
Several things. Although you do have to basically go through each of the color selections that he brings up with the cable to sort and find the things. The nice thing is there's less of a selection in small folk attire, and it's easy to spot where it is based on how much shorter it hangs from the large.
Something blue.
That's from my Peter Pan.
Tinkerbell.
You are
Can we get you
Lime green.
just a lime green little like short mini skirt with
Yeah.
a bustier?
you are able to find a simple blue tunic. It seems that it at one point was this midnight, almost indigo, and since has faded into a much paler color, though maintaining that luster.
A fine color for you.
Thank you.
On the rack hanging from it as well is a leather tool belt.
Cool. Take that.
To replace your sleeves?
Do you have a shirt that I do love loud colors. The black fur kind of mutes anything, and I feel incredibly indecent without my sleeves. And
He cycles through fuchsias, lavenders, marigolds, lots of floral colors. None of them are bright. They appear to once have been.
I apologize. Pastel is the best I can offer.
That's okay. Did I see fuchsias in there?
Oh god.
There were fuchsias, and you are able to find a set with your waistcoat and bow tie and matching tire.
Pink and baby blue and yellow.
It is a muted fuchsia for those two items, and you're welcome to pick your shirt and whatnot.
I pick a shirt and then a complimentary vest to wear over it. I cuff my sleeves, and then I'm sorry, do you have any special cuffs? Just the buttons are...
Stamps the staff again, and a drawer from the armoire slides out.
excitedly in one hop jump all the way to
These are more varied than almost anything else you've seen so far, aside from perhaps the hats. Anything from little skull-adorned buttons that seem to be made from real carved bone, opals, metals that seem to be precious, though it's difficult in their state of tarnish to tell exactly what they are. Turquoise. It's a strange assortment that leads to the belief that perhaps cufflinks are often lost.
I picked the skull and then the closest matching to the skull.
Excellent. The closest matching to this skull is an onyx that has deep veins of some sort of white stone running through it.
Oh, I love that. That one goes on my right hand and the skull goes on my left.
Excellent.
Well, Jeltra will think back to what was said about taking risks with fashion, and I think I would like some leather pants with a patterned top and a blue necktie. Yeah.
Jeltra, if I may, you would look great in anything.
I worry about neckties, choking hazard.
Oh.
I would love to see you in a ball gown turned into a giant spider.
Slides back the pants rack till they get back to the leather. Unlike the chaps, next to that section are full-legged leather pants.
Yeah.
In various shades. The leathers are seemingly the only things that are not completely faded, though worn, they do maintain similar to their original colors.
I bet they're soft. They're so soft.
And on the pattern side of it, returning to Cody's section of the rack that he purloined.
He nods approvingly.
It seems with this collection, and looking out the window, this line disappears into the mist up, connecting to the cottage in the middle of the lake itself. And you see in the distance 3 other lines extending that all seem to be connected. And when he pulls, each of them, though you can't exactly see the colors, have this swoosh of motion, as if whatever he's showing you leads all throughout the swamp itself. What pattern are you looking for?
So probably it's probably more muted. So maybe like a leaf pattern, still keeping to my foresty kind of background, and so like a green leaf tunic or shirt.
Going along with the, I assume, brownish leather of the pants, he does find this embroidered leaf tunic. The sleeves coming down 3/4 of the way with a little bit of a dove to the end of them. And back to the blues, the entire rack of matching ties to go with in each of the shades, as he suggests a robin's egg.
Beautiful. And then thinking about what I just heard of a choking hazard, I'll put it in my hair. Tie up my hair with
Don't you feel like a bright yellow or maybe something in a yellow-orange ombre would
Puce.
Puce, yes, puce. Or chartreuse.
The face of the bullywug just gets more and more disgusted, as this is one of the only well-dressed bullywugs we have seen the entire time.
I feel like they've got to be pissed.
Yes, you are.
One more request. It's impressive how long the line is and how much of a selection you have. Can I just have you start pulling, and I just want to grab something at random, if that's okay.
Pulls.
I wait for it to speed up. I wait for it to go through a couple, and then I just and pull something off.
How did McCabe die? Well, he tried to grab a magical clothesline. He got tangled in it.
You got
and then just foomed into an extra dimensional space. And he came back without skin. And now there's a bunny suit.
something fur line. Yeah.
Okay, so what I need you to do is roll me a D100.
Is there an actual table? Oh, I was really excited.
There is a different table, though.
Did
I
I?
like it.
Did I make a grave mistake?
You made a choice. That's what we know.
That's true. 36.
All right.
36. Oh, look at
As it whirs past and you just grab something, setting the hanger flinging against the tree and bouncing as you hear a chorus of ribbits behind you as they dodge out of the way of the fast-moving item. You are left in your hand with a tailed suit jacket with orange, yellow, and bronze plaid.
What size is it?
I love that.
It would fit you. The tails will go nearly down to your feet.
Okay, I was going to turn to Cody and go,
Does it fit me?
It's a little bit tighter on you than him,
But
but it
it
would
matching
fit.
any of the colors of it.
You have some yellows, but none of the yellows that are
Put it
in
on
this.
over my suit.
I enjoy having you around, Cody.
Thank you.
I feel like
And
instead of you wearing armor, you just wear so many clothes
Right.
that it mimics armor.
Extra padding.
well, funny you should say, because while I'm getting naked in front of everybody to put on these new clothes, I actually do wear a chain shirt underneath all of my clothes.
Oh.
So he has a fine chain shirt that he has that his father gave him when he was young.
Is it long enough that it covers,
Or is
'cause
it
I mean, usually chain shirts are more like tunic length,
that's
something.
all
Okay.
it does. I mean,
Great.
the actual armor I have in the game is a chain shirt. So.
Gotcha.
As you put on the jacket, there's something like sharp in the pocket.
Okay. I will sleight of hand that in such a way to where it's not obvious that I'm looking at it, but like look at it in a way that I can see
Sure,
it.
go ahead and roll. And then passives from everybody else.
Oh no, I'm just trying to hide it from the tailor. I don't
Oh,
care if
okay,
my
from the
friends
tailor.
see
Got it.
it. Ooh. Good thing I'm good at that skill. It's 15.
All right, and
Rolled an 8.
doesn't see a damn thing. And in your hand is an opalescent conch shell.
Nice. Interesting.
I will tuck it for now, but I intend to give that to one of my companions at a later date. But I don't want him to see it and be like, "Oh, that's ours, ribbon."
Might I ask to also peruse the buttons?
Buttons.
For the cufflinks, the drawer of buttons.
Stamps it again in the drawer, slams shut, and pulls back open.
And I wanna look through them.
Are there any unicorn cufflinks? Well, I look over your shoulder.
I'll start digging through them, kind of like.
I find one of a bunny and one of a unicorn.
Aw.
I'll put the bunny on one and the unicorn on the other.
And then I'm trying to find something that I think, oh my gosh, what was his name? From the carnival.
Oh, the monkey.
Yes.
The baboon.
I told him I'd come back with buttons, and so I want to find
Well,
something
these
that
aren't really...
something that he would like. So I
With
don't.
the highest passive perception in the group, as you're rummaging through, you realize that it's a tiered drawer. And this first section slides back
Ooh.
and underneath it is another row of these. And there is actually polished brass, which is what your organ grinder generally coveted as the greatest of buttons.
And I'll pick one up.
Brass ring buttons.
Yeah. May I?
It is a circle with a fleur-de-lis pattern etched into it.
You are to meet as an emissary. Greatness is what we ask, and adornment should be no concern.
I'll try and pin it or make it somehow stay on my shirt so it's visible as an adornment, but I'm thinking.
Hearing that, Cody will fall back on a stump, throw off his old, disgusting boots, and be like, "Let's see some boots."
Oh, God. They will, at this point, give you any of the clothing accoutrements that you desire, whether it be newer boots. All of the things are mildly ill-fitting. Like, everything that all of you are wearing is just, it's slightly off, but they're fairly comfortable being how well worn they are, and they seem to have been well cared for enough. At that point, once you all are dressed in your shoes, cufflinks, the little ties that some of you have chosen, your leathers, your chaps,
My 4 brooches.
possibly loincloths or pantyhose underneath your chaps, and your 4 brooches.
And 2 pocket squares. Need to make this stretch.
Would you like to rest before you proceed?
Oh,
yeah.
Oh, dearly, dearly.
I think. Yeah.
Oh, should we look at nightgowns?
Make yourself comfortable.
I
You
mean,
wear
to
clothes
be,
when you sleep? That surprises me.
Fashion is a 24-hour job.
Is this where we'll be staying?
He gestures forward, and one of the guards gestures forward, and it seems to create a chain of bullywugs that lead to a sleeping chamber where there are some other bullywugs already resting, a few reading, though the books are not all right side up. And throughout the room are spread just big, fluffy pillows. Most of them are stained in some way or another, whether it be with mud, swamp water, viscous goo that is left behind by bullywugs past, but they are serviceable as beds.
We'll grab Solstice by the face, put my forehead to his. We must endure, my love. This is a public sleeping space. It is probably best we sleep on other ends of the room to resist the temptation.
You are wise.
I will see you after I slumber.
As you kind of start away, I really back and like, do you think masturbation is also not okay?
Just remember that we travel with those who are uncomfortable with the act.
Indeed.
At this point, Percy has taken a pillow and has burrowed inside of it. It's
I'm
like
sure
rest
there's
in a shell.
I'm sure there's some kind of relief chamber where you could gain the privacy required.
I might go outside.
as I see them separate, I will lean over to Cade. Oh, thank God.
I wasn't sure how that was going to go.
Right? Okay, so it's not just me?
It's not just
Okay.
And then I will strip down to my loincloth and just dramatically sprawl out. After any bullywug I walk past that has a book upside down, I will turn it the right way up.
They will give you like confused looks as if, how dare you?
I
And
don't
then
seem to care.
turn them the other way around again because they were definitely right.
I'm gonna look around for the cleanest looking pillow bed. Is there one that seems slightly less stained?
Go ahead and roll investigation.
Investigation. Uh, 14.
Digging through the piles of them around, there are things that clearly have been buried for so long that whatever was on them has crusted over and sloughed off. So you are able to find some, though still musty, mostly clean.
I'm gonna get on one, curl up in a little animal way,
Oh.
and then poke my head up and Filter, this one seems to be the cleanest if you need space. And just kind of back into myself.
Thank you.
Is Solstice still outside?
We'll join Solstice outside in a moment.
Are we gonna roleplay that? Whoa.
I just had an idea.
High fantasy.
I have no idea.
So, are those windows out towards the pond?
Yes, they're out.
Okay.
So they lead out. If directly downwards from the windows are these wading pools
Okay.
that the bullywugs spend their time lounging in, and beyond that is where the lake itself leads into another river that continues on southward.
Okay. So, wanting to still feel some kind of semblance of outside.
They are open.
Oh, it is
They're
open.
just like
It's open.
holes.
Okay.
We are already.
We're outside. So, but Solstice can go farther outside. Got it. That's what I think I was a little confused by that. Okay. So then I will curl up next to Nicaid and try not to take up too much of the pillow to disturb, and just like there's no blankets around. That's okay. And I will purposefully put my back toward Nicaid to give him privacy.
Persimmon buried inside one of the pillows as...
How's that smell?
I'm breathing out my mouth.
How's that taste?
There's just like a little hole.
You're inside the pillow itself?
Well, I've like wrapped. I feel like you said they were like large bedside
Yes,
pillows.
yeah.
So like I've taken it and like wrapped myself in it.
As
You're a burrito.
you're starting to nod off, you hear ribbiting between two of the bullywugs, and then this pressure as one just flops back onto the pillow and begins to...
Now how does it smell?
I feel like that Persimmon's developed a version of prestidigitation which just kills your sense of it.
She's working on it.
Outside Solstice, it is now well into the evening as you all spend your time dealing with the clothing changes and spending a little bit of downtime after dealing with your embers and murks and whatnot. There are fireflies buzzing about around lazily, and the area is fairly clear, although as you look for a space of privacy, you hear this muffled yelling.
Sneak towards that.
To the north of the palace itself, in that squat building, there's the sound of...
Hello.
There's two guards sitting outside the doors, one of them basically entirely asleep. The other one kind of lazily trying to snap some of the fireflies out of the air with its tongue.
Oh, hello. Good evening. Thought I heard someone screaming over here.
Morgan,
Who's that?
the prisoner.
What did he do?
She led a revolution.
Oh, I hear that happens a lot here.
Traitor to the crown, Morgan.
And what happens to traitors?
Locked up, ready for execution or battle to death for honor.
Oh, I hope she picks battle to the death. That's more honorable.
We do too. More entertaining.
Yes, for me as well. Okay, anything else I want to ask this person? I think okay. So I move. Good evening to you, and I move away.
So it's like, yep. They should be put to death for sure.
Should I save her? I don't.
If you don't want to do the crime, if you don't want to do the crime, don't do the crime.
There you go.
I mean, you are lawful, aren't you?
Yeah, I mean, like I would imagine they are allowed to govern in the way that they want to.
Yeah, justice as they see, yeah.
She helped that dragon escape.
Dragon, that's fun.
Little man.
Oh yes, the Duke or the Knight.
Talavar.
Yes.
Betrayer of Bavlorna.
Was his friend that was with you that perished, was he one of yours? Or was he one of the
Betrayers.
Oh yes.
She did not escape.
Okay. Can I talk to her?
I see no reason not.
Okay. Do I go in or is there a way?
Rising from the soggy earth is this sturdy wooden hut with an open doorway on one side of it. At the back of the hut are two holding cells, thick mangrove root service bars with a small round door closing off each of the cells. The floor of one cell is covered with several inches of stinking water. The other cell holds a figure in rags slumped against the back wall. As you look, it appears Mogwart just fell from the barred windows, and as the screaming you've heard has ceased.
I'm sorry to hear of your suffering.
Are you here to continue the one?
Perhaps. What is the work?
Let me know! This is injustice! God must fall! Must make them think we do not know.
Yes. Haha! You are behind bars! And I laugh at you!
Tyrant! Has Talavar sent assistance?
I don't think he has sent anyone yet. He was a bit off of course last when we saw him. He had a bullywug that was with him that perished, unfortunately.
Oh. She claps a fist to her chest. Wigglewog will not be for
Good name. Peace
Morgul.
be with him. Solstice of Moon.
I unfortunately will likely die the night of the wards. But I would rather die by the sword of this king than serve.
Agreed. Well, I mean, I don't have anything particularly against this king, but, tyrants in general, not great.
Since Bavlorna has been here, no honor has been found.
Well, we are going to try and get rid of her, so maybe that'll help.
You sir!
She's a good witch, and she gives me candy.
Looking back, both of the bullywug guards had turned and looked inside, and then turned back outside, and quickly you hear a snore rivet begin once more.
Well, I'm not very good at this political stuff.
I can't give you much from in here, but Wigglewog helped the Honorable Sir Talavar escape. To delay their pursuers long enough, I was forced to stay behind and be captured, and for that sacrifice, I am willing to give my life, but if it means that you have a chance to destroy Bavlorna and the truth of what is happening here can reach the outside world, then I will not.
Well, you've impressed me, young person. Thank you for your service. Oh my god.
By your garb, I take it you are to meet her.
Yes, hopefully soon. I give her one of my eggs. If I have those with me.
Her eyes go wide as she takes it softly and then immediately.
Oh, okay.
You need more of those eggs.
Do you know any of her weaknesses?
Weaknesses. I fear she may have none. But perhaps in the dealings of Sir Talavar there is something that we can gather, something that we can mend from our own discernments.
Are you purposely holding up the cage to hint at something, or are you just holding?
No, I'm just using it. Apologies.
Half shell she's still holding.
I just was thinking about, like, we used to have Sir Dalvar's cage, and we broke it, and you said mending, and I was like, are these hints?
Did we need the cage?
I can tell you that she is allergic to widdershins.
We heard that word before?
That
Okay.
she rarely leaves her cottage, and that she enjoys making foul bargains with visitors.
Most hags do.
She also hates the color fuchsia.
Well, I wish you luck in your fight to the death,
Yes.
and I hope that we can bring peace to these lands at some, under steady hand.
Roll persuasion.
Okay.
If anyone has a steady hand.
Persuasion. Na, na, na. That's gonna be a 21. Nice.
Well, you know what widdershins are.
I've heard it before. Do I remember this? I'm sorry, Coulter. What is
I don't
it?
think it's ever actually been
Okay,
said.
okay.
It feels like a word that should sound like a ridiculous word, but doesn't. So
Right.
that's where I'm confused. I'm like, yeah, widdershins.
We know that.
I heard it.
Anyway.
It was like, this is one of those deep D&D lore things that only Hank and Rio were going to know. And then you guys looked at each other and I'm
I
like,
know the word, I just don't remember why.
If you run in place counterclockwise in front of her, she will be overcome by a fit of sneezing.
That's what widdershins are?
Now
Oh
that is
my
handy.
God. Why do I know?
Great intel. Thank you. I mean, you stink and I hate you. Die, traitor!
Widdershins in a direction contrary to the sun's
Yeah,
course,
counterclockwise.
considering as unlucky counterclockwise.
I don't
Oh,
know
it is
why.
considered unlucky. I like that.
The revolution.
Thank you. Good luck to you.
doing that while casting Vicious Mockery.
Like this.
Can you imagine if she turned into a giant spider and then started spinning in a circle?
You try to get outside and have a moment to yourself, and you run into prisoners. Ugh. Farewell, men. Good. Enjoy your evening. So I would say maybe I find somewhere to camp overnight. I think I'm gonna stay out in this area.
Okay. Yeah, I mean behind the palace itself, there's a lot of flat ground that's not too wet. The little stall at the bottom of the rain cloud appears to be closed, although the lightning occasionally does crackle through, and there's the comforting, quiet sound of distant rain.
I think at some point later towards the night before we fall asleep, I'm gonna cast a message to Solstice and just say, "Hey, you okay? Didn't hear you at all tonight, and that's a first."
Yes, I'm okay. Thank you for checking in. I it's such a lovely evening. I just decided to stay out here.
Oh, okay.
Widdershins. You've heard the term, yes?
I'm assuming working for the carnival, I probably would have. Is that a safe assumption?
Roll history.
Okay.
Just pretend like you do.
I have no reason to lie to Solstice. That's a 5.
Nope. Widdershins was a character in a Sword Coast novel about a duke and the pauper that he took in and raised as his adopted son, whose name was Widdershins.
Yeah, Solstice. Wintershins was a vile character. Surprised to hear you referencing a book from the Sword Coast.
I'm not talking about a book.
Oh.
Well,
then no, I have no idea what we're talking about.
What are you talking about?
Well, I mean, it seems like it could be a joke, but I did hear from a source out here that the hag is allergic to Widdershins, which is walking counterclockwise in a circle. So, we should keep that in mind. I just want to let you know in case, something happens and I die out here.
Oh, Solstice, I appreciate that so much. Please don't die. We would all be devastated. Cody included, of course, but all of us too.
Who's dying?
Oh, nobody's...
Huh?
As I roll onto my back, nobody's dying. Percy!
He points to his Bluetooth headset. I'm on the phone.
Nobody's dying. Where's... Solstice, I have to hang up now.
Good night.
Good night. Percy! Percy! I take that back, Deltra. Percy might be dying. And I'm gonna go poke around each bed and try to find where Percy is.
The sound is easy enough to follow, and you see the bullywug that was on top of him reaching back and punching the pillow to try and make it softer, to make it stop making noise.
I just shove the bullywug. Excuse you, Percy. Are you under there?
Cody pops up on one elbow and goes, "Am I to expect this level of noise all night?"
I give Cody a
I also look at Cody. Percy, I'm glad you're okay.
How much do these pillows weigh?
It varies from 20 to 200 pounds depending on what they're filled with and the size of them.
Damn.
You got your catapult.
You had a pillow catapult.
I'm sure there's a pillow light enough that you can catapult.
No, I'm fine.
I'm gonna tiredly. Are you okay, Percy?
Yeah, I'm fine.
All right.
Find another pillow.
Just,
Here, just use the pillow. I'll just sleep against the
No,
wall.
no, I don't want to interrupt your anything.
oh, you're fine.
Jelka needs her 8 hours, goddammit.
And then I go back over and I
Rude to ask
cuddle up.
Jeltra to turn into a horse so I could snuggle with something familiar.
I think you lost that chance. As I had listened for Jeltra snoring. And then I go back over and I take my spot and curl up.
Why is it creepy? My childhood was spent loving an equine person. I miss it sometimes, that's all.
And with that, you are all able to get a long rest in your respective locations before first Solstice is woken up by the lightning of dawn, and we will take a brief pause. Be back in a moment. And with that, all of you have awoken in your respective sleeping locations, well rested, and find the space mostly empty as the bullywugs have begun their morning routines.
I awake and immediately go, "My love!"
Do I hear that?
What's your passive perception?
I don't think it's good.
I think it was 11.
Oh my goodness. Let's say it's 11.
Okay. No, you're peacefully outside as the birds begin to chirp and some of the dragonflies begin to buzz around. The plants that are around you looking for little things to eat. The aphis.
Still in my
My
loincloth, I will
stretches.
strap my darts to my wrists and go out ready to kill who has ever kidnapped my love.
Around the corner, Solstice's comfortably stretching.
I will run and throw myself into your arms, Dirty Dancing style.
Oh, okay. So I lift you up. Let's twirl around a couple of times.
Oh.
And
I
I
thought something terrible had happened to you in the evening. I should have known that you just wished to sleep out amongst the stars if you could not know my embrace.
It was easier that way. Your musk would drive me crazy all night.
I have not yet bathed, my love.
I know.
Percy walks out again and then walks right back inside.
Where Nickade and Jeltra fell asleep respectfully apart, now Nickade is curled up as it was colder than he anticipated. Oh, good morning. Good morning.
Unconsciously, I'm probably snuggling because it's warm.
He is fluffy.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, sorry. Sorry.
Oh,
Um,
that's fine.
Morning.
Good morning. I'm surprised Cody's yell didn't wake you up. They didn't sleep in the same pillow last night.
Maybe that's why I slept so well.
I'm thinking that's why.
Huh.
Also, I talked to Solstice last night. Sorry if I woke you up. Apparently,
That's what that was. Okay, I wasn't sure.
yeah, no, it wasn't
that
here.
it was-
Sorry.
Okay.
Fear not, my love. Eventually our explosions shall be epic and shake the foundations.
Oh gosh, they're at it again.
Apparently Bavlorna is scared of us walking counterclockwise.
Oh, Wintershins.
That is, yes.
Oh,
Do I live under a rock? I don't actually live under a
I
rock.
don't think so. Don't rabbits live in burrows?
Yeah.
Did you live in a burrow? I mean, I
in
met quite a few rabbits, but none of them like you. And
ask somebody if they live in a burrow.
She's from the country. She doesn't know.
As a child I did, and then once I made my way away and out into the forest, unfortunately, then it stopped. That might be why I kind of, curl up for warmth and similarness to a bird. Anyways, Percy, how'd you sleep?
Once I could breathe, fine.
Sorry about
you
that.
couldn't
It's
breathe?
okay. It's fine.
You sleep really, really sleep. John.
I feel really refreshed today.
I'm so glad.
Who's ready for crickets? As I walk back in.
Oh, yay,
Reach up,
crickets.
grab my swarm, and then just my arms are covered in crickets with my good berry spell.
Oh, joy, crickets again.
Oh.
Thank you.
I use my now swarm mage hand to have a butterflies reach one of the crickets out to you, who puts his little legs outstretched just to welcome his oblivion.
Oh, that doesn't get easier.
It's not.
Wait, you were saying something. Okay, Wintershins.
What's
When
winter shins?
turning left.
We need wider shins.
Yes. No. I'm sorry, it's a little.
Bone-based
It's
thing.
a little fun to tease you.
There's really no exercises that increase the width of your shins. I mean,
There-
Cody. Turn left. Keep turning left.
I just don't understand. It's turning in the left. It's like, I just don't understand exactly. I mean, I guess we could do
Winter shins.
raises.
You have done it.
Those are winter shits.
I immediately look to my shins and then go, but they do seem to be a bit wider. I
Yeah.
was not aware of this particular exercise, but I often don't turn left.
And how are you so often not right?
I'm often right.
I just hand Percy a gold piece.
As you all discuss, one of the guards that escorted you to the sinking palace approaches, bows, Are you ready?
I curtsy.
Standing in my loincloth.
Perhaps dress. Let us know when you are prepared.
Have you had breakfast? Yes, good sir. As a swarm ranger, I am very worried about the number of my swarm they are eating.
Fair.
Mostly they're just eating random flies that are floating
I like to
around.
think that like all my butterflies and stuff like kind of like hide real close to my body while we've
Whenever
been
they come
here.
Like you just got little forms.
It's an extra pattern.
There you go.
I will meticulously dress and then offer to help my love with his clothing for no other reason than to touch His Majesty.
Aw. I suppose the pantaloons will have to go on this time. They're pretty. They're roomy.
Do you need help with your lacings?
Of course.
Seeing as my bow tie is kind of slipped a bit, I'm trying to make it work like a headband. So now I've got this blue bow right here off the side of my hair.
I like it.
Yeah, I did. It wasn't quite fitting with my hair at first, but it's adjustable. So I thought maybe, this would work.
I mean, any paltry attempt at fashion that you attempt is going to misstep at first, but you'll get it eventually.
Thank you.
Fashion is also about personal style.
I'm told.
We had a lot of green and
I
brown.
think you're a great
Growing up.
example of it.
That's true.
Thank you, Persimmon. I like to set an example for the rest of you, but none of you have followed suit very well.
It's very hard to follow in those footsteps.
I adjust my tie while staring at you and make sure my cuffs are cuffed.
At any point in the evening, did you examine the conch further?
No, I went straight to sleep.
Okay.
Are we mostly alone right now?
Just with the guard.
See, because I didn't want to do anything with it while they were around. But I guess he wouldn't know. So I removed the conch shell, and I walk over to Jeltra and be like, "Here, you could wear it in your shirt pocket or something."
Oh, okay. Thank you. And I'll look at it and kind of examine it. And I don't have anything that I can identify it with. So I'm just going to study it and just be like, oh, what is this?
We could not bring a wizard this time.
Damn it.
As you kind of like turn it up and down, it is opalescent and catches the lights, and multiple colors kind of reflect from the pearly white surface. There's pastel purples and pinks and blues. If you hold it to your ear to listen to the ocean, you instead hear laughter.
Oh,
What do you hear? Weird.
Does it sound any different than what I hear in my head?
It's not the same voice, but it's
Okay.
laughter,
Oh, that's mildly pleasant.
I mean, is Gus getting ready going to take an hour to get ready?
Say again?
Why would it take an hour?
So I can guess identify.
It's only 10 minutes.
Is it going to take 10 minutes?
absolutely.
Yeah, I mean, they asked if you wanted to do anything else before you left, so.
Then yeah.
It's a Feywild trinket. It's an opalescent conch shell that laughs when you hold it to your ear.
That is rather amusing.
Yeah.
Jeltra, is there a crab in there? You keep putting it to your head.
Here, try it. Just listen to it.
He holds it in front of his face.
No. To your ear. Put it to your ear. Put it to
I
your
don't want to put it to my ear if there's a crab.
There's not a crab in there. Just put it to your ear.
No!
Daddy?
No.
That was
Oh!
This is a gift. It lets you hear the voices of your long-lost loved ones. Laughing in one more moment.
That did not sound like my mother's laughter.
Right? Yeah, maybe you just weren't thinking with an open mind.
Okay.
No, hold on. And I'm gonna listen, but I'm gonna try to compare it to any of the voices that I've conversed with. Not that I've heard, but that I've conversed with.
So the goal of the stream is to see how often we can make culture be creepy. Right?
I just go, while it's pleasant, I don't recognize the laugh, and I'm the comedic one. And I hand it to Percy.
Huh. Huh.
It's a guffaw.
Huh. Huh.
Hold it to solstice.
And that's what.
It sounds
I can see why you want to do that.
It sounds like the laughter of God.
Fucking hell.
You gave us things. I did.
You rolled for it.
We are definitely keeping this. Because I put it in my
Solstice is
bag.
the one that just got my laugh.
I love it.
I said it sounds like the laughter of God. Okay. To be fair, Coulter, you held on so long.
Okay.
We're dressed.
We're dressed.
Ready to go. I will.
Also, during that time, I would have made, I think, just basic like tinker's tools.
Okay.
Because I don't know what kind of tools I might need, but that sounds like something, maybe.
Let's go.
Can you tell us about the prisoner?
Yeah, I told him. We'll say, yeah, I told you. Like when you guys were talking about it.
We should go and offer to kill that prisoner. See,
No, she deserves a chance to.
Oh, no, I'm saying in ritual combat, but I don't want her to fight one of her own kind. That seems cruel. And I could give her a much quicker death than a bully would with a shoddy spear.
Why don't we offer escape instead of killing?
I mean, if
She
she was.
committed a crime against the crown.
I think we're trying to do our.
I don't think we ever decided that out of character. There were like two paths we could go down.
I mean, we're gonna be. If we're trying to depose someone, I mean, isn't that against the general rule right now? Everyone's
That's why they're going to be put to death.
right, but I think Persimmon is correct. I mean, we're doing the same thing, aren't we?
Yeah, I mean, I guess technically speaking, once we dispose of the one in the cottage, then
Bavlorna.
the
I'm gonna see if is the guard listening. Do they?
yes, once we dispose of Bavlorna, then order will be restored, and I think the kingship is probably going to change. I can't remember.
So we should rescue the prisoner, even though she has committed crimes?
Yes, because if you commit a crime against a corrupt king who acts in
And
evil,
we know for a fact that they are corrupt.
order isn't right here.
Yes, but what has the king done that has shown us that they are corrupt and or evil?
They've gone with Bavlorna, haven't they?
They've worked with the hag.
They're openly. And I keep looking back at the guard, just very worried. They're supporting her in what they're doing. I mean, like,
Well, but are they not slaves to her will?
are they? I mean, if you're
I mean,
willing.
I'm just
They
saying, what
might
has the
be.
king done?
I see.
I'm sorry if I'm being obtuse, but I am very quick to pick these things up usually.
Percy, I can't believe I'm about to say this. Cody, I think you might be right and have a point there.
Well, and don't we also have to free Sibilna?
I mean,
Is
we
she-
definitely have to kill that war now. That's not
Right.
up for debate.
Maybe we worry about the
I just feel
kingship.
like, should we really get involved with the politics of these people?
Do we just let the kingship?
Maybe to clarify what was said, because I know that this is like kind of secondhand from you all listening to me talk to Solstice, and we didn't go through the full RP of like the conversation between all of you. Morgort didn't revolt against the king. Morgort's in prison because she helped Sir Talavar escape from Bavlorna.
Okay. We do like Sir Talamar.
We do. We
I
do.
mean, we helped.
You just help us.
Mm-hmm.
And she was helping
And-
him, which makes it the same as us.
Yeah.
Can you show me where the prison was?
Regicide. Regicide is the word for killing a thing. I'm sorry. I was like, we're committing deicide. We're not killing a god.
No, not yet.
You want to see the prisoner?
Yes. Unfortunately, she's a good friend of a friend of mine.
All of you?
None of us like her. I want to see her behind bars. It would bring me great joy.
But we just decided...
Roll persuasion.
Stumble into a coughing fit.
I said, I like look at my hand, I'm like, ow. Oh.
24.
Okay. Also, just for all of you to see the Bullywug Knights in their splendor.
Yes.
These are not the guards, but just what Bullywug
Oh my
Knights.
goodness.
Oh my god.
And then that's what the prisoner is? Or...
Well, she's now in rags,
We
but
should, yeah.
Okay.
Show this.
That's amazing.
Next campaign we play, I want to be a fucking bullywug knight.
Rockelman said Bullywug Bard. With a double N.
My tongue is not reaching.
if you must, rather.
Thank you.
He waves the other guards, and they uncross their spears, seeing you approach. Within.
Can I make like an insight check or whatnot to see who would have the keys to her cell?
Yes. It is not going to be easy.
Does somebody want to poke me in the butt with guidance? Or...
Yeah. Hold on. To make sure. Yeah, guidance. Like,
That's
be gentle with her.
the 11 o'clock number in the Mighty Misfit Menagerie musical, Goose Me with Guidance.
Yep. But won't you goose me with guidance?
I'm going to use Rockelman's inspiration that he granted me. If you're a fan of our Twitch stream, you can control our fate by granting either us or our adversaries inspiration die.
And we know all you chaotic people would love to grant our DM inspiration die against us.
Well, that was
It
a
has happened.
7.
Ooh.
With the armor that each of them are wearing, even though most of it's not metal, there's enough clinking and clanking going on. It's impossible to tell whether either of these have keys at all.
Okay.
But they do allow you inside.
Does the guard come in with us?
The one that was leading you did. The other two stay outside.
I turn to the guard who is leading me and go, I wish for a modicum of privacy.
For what purpose?
I'm afraid what I'm going to discuss with her will upset you.
What he's trying to say is the way we will verbally degrade her would be insulting for anybody else to hear, and I do not wish to bring that upon you.
Roll persuasion.
Can I give advantage? No?
He's saving the disadvantage. The downfalls of honesty.
That's after a +7, that's a 9.
Ooh.
Okay, let's get a contested in here and see how that goes. Just a moment.
Thanks.
Am I also rolling persuasion or?
So no.
Okay.
He's saving a blunder. So this is going to be the insight of the bullywug against what he was just saying.
Against a 9.
Which is an 8. That's fantastic. And I generally have advantage on just so that I have it when I need it, but it was an 8 and the other one would have been a 4. So either way.
Amazing.
And he looks at Murgort and squints. Give the trader what she deserves.
You slime-skinned traitorous, I'm assuming whore.
Wow.
Who are you speaking to?
The prisoner. I can say all of those things because I don't know if they're true or not.
The guard walks outside, and soon you hear croaking chatter between the 3 of them outside the doors.
I will approach her. I'm a good friend of Sir Talavar. And then I will look about, like, what is the situation with the bars? Like, is it like everything else in here where it's like slapshot and I could like remove something easily? Or...
So I'll reread just real quick what we had for Helena earlier so you guys get the full picture of what's going on in here. Thick mangrove roots serve as bars with a small round door closing off each cell.
So just mangrove roots? That's really all that's keeping her in here?
And her honor.
Oh, is she gonna not let us? So I'm gonna...
Did Talavar send you to rescue me?
No, Talavar never mentioned you.
We, however, are here.
There.
We're here to kill Bavlorna.
But, real quick, which one of the guards has the key to your cell?
Your leader let me in on your plot.
I did not.
I'm very excited.
She's talking about you.
Well, I'm the leader, though.
I raise my hand back.
The ears go, huh? No, that was actually a good question. Which of them is the key?
The green one.
The last I saw, it was Filthor, but it rotates between the guards.
Oh, that's smart of them. You said Fibblethip?
Filthorpe.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, the slimy one.
Filthorpe, Thorngrip, Wigglebum, and Manny.
What was that second to last one?
Wigglebum.
Wigglewum.
Not Wog. Not my dear departed companion. Dying in battle is honorable.
On.
Yeah. So I'm going to go back out and say those 3 names and see if any of the guards respond.
Manny is the one on the right.
Manny.
Filthorpe is the one on the left.
Filthorpe. I will turn to Manny first and be like, Manny, I have been bereft of affection for at least 6 hours now. Is it possible that I could embrace you and receive a gift from
You want to make trade?
you? What?
You want to make trade?
Trade.
Yes, a hug in exchange for a gift of...
A hug in exchange for a hug.
I will receive much more than that.
He opens his arms tentatively, little spongy fingers wiggling.
I will hug him and then try and sleight of hand any keys that he has on.
Okay, so he claps you into him, and you immediately feel that slime just seeping through your clothing.
I'm into it.
Oh,
Go ahead and make a sleight of hand.
I've never been with a soggy bottom.
How long have you been waiting for that?
It's a family show. It's not at all.
All right, that's 18 plus 7.
He does not notice you feeling him up. You hear as you like reach around to feel pockets and things. You just hear this, and he's feeling a little enamored. No keys.
Okay. I leave his embrace, look him dead in the eye, and be like, before I leave, we might find time.
If frogs could blush.
And then I will just give him the slightest of winks and a little bit of a air smooch. And then turn to you, good sir, as well.
He reaches into his pocket and pulls out a little carving of a bullywug.
I would much prefer a physical embrace. Is that something you're not comfortable with?
Refusing. Right?
Oh, I will give him the conch shell.
Takes the conch shell and hands you
Now, in that trade, I still require a hug.
He takes the conch shell and holds it up to his ear, and you see just a little bullywug smile. Fair.
Build up another bullywug. Do I get advantage because he's happy?
Oh god.
Okay, that's not as good, but still 7 plus 9?
16?
Okay,
16.
so against him, you will pass.
Does he have a key?
He has a ring of keys on him.
All right, can I pocket it?
Yeah.
Okay. And I will unembrace with him and say, you have given me the greatest gift I've received since I arrived here.
You see Manny.
And then I turn to Manny and go, so far.
All of them a little swooning out as they are none the wiser to what you have done.
I had been waiting outside. I'm just watching this. I'm like,
I will walk in and start using the keys while they're still distracting everyone outside.
Are you rolling stealth?
Yeah, sure, I can do that. You know what? What I'm actually going to do is I'm going to give her the keys.
Okay.
And tell her, escape when you can?
Noted. Forethought.
But maybe
No, I was thinking laterally that I don't think in fours.
Perhaps I should speak with your leader.
Again, you are.
right. Maybe just use them to escape at the sooner rather than later, but at an opportune time, because they're going to know the keys are missing.
I will wait for your signal.
No, you should escape when it's most advantageous. Didn't even
Most advantageous. And she slides them into the pants that she's wearing and kind of jiggles around until they settle midway down her thigh, just another lump in the lumpy pants and clothing that they've stuck her in as a prisoner.
But the key wasn't obvious, which key it was.
You took the ring.
I know, no, but from the ring, it wasn't obvious which one was the right key.
There was a dozen on there.
Gosh.
And I turned to Solstice and Mickey, because you guys are in here with me, right? And I go, you supposed to cause a ruckus or a riot of some kind, and then a signal?
I'm sure.
I'm going to quite like Manny, so I don't know if I want to kill him.
I don't think we will. I think that
What is that?
The guard that led you here stamping his staff outside.
Not a fan of that one. I could kill that one.
we're not going to kill anyone yet. We'll talk about it later. I will make sure there's a signal. I will make sure there's a signal. Yes.
You are the scourge of the Soggy Court!
And I find you to be capable of great, great crimes against this crown. Such as defection or, I don't know, escape or just plotting, sedition. Oh man, guys, I've done so much almost lying today.
I do believe we're ready to press on.
Right this way.
Yes, take us to your soggy monarch.
He leads you back to the Soggy Court itself, where you met the king in the previous day. Now a different set of courtiers
I will point out
fanning
to
themselves. Fanning themselves, reading on cushions, eating swamp grapes from each other's hands, as the king sits waiting, very tense, holding that thick book.
Good morning.
Good morrow to you. Right.
I wave at Snoop.
We will return the book.
Excellent. I see you are properly attired at last.
Well, at least some of us.
Right.
And he holds out the book.
I have kept it safe.
It looks very safe. Let me take it.
Can I do insight on that?
Yes.
Looks very safe.
And that's a nat 20.
He has kept it safe, but like that's clearly not why he has the book. And I believe you all had a high enough insight last time to know that he was lying about the reason why he had the book.
Which was what again?
He said that he came across it from a trader, like from a seller, and realized it was Bavlorna's and was just keeping it safe to return it from her because he knew that it shouldn't be out of her sight, and has kept it safe and now wants you to return it to her and let her know how well he kept it.
Right.
And that is definitely not why he has the book.
And the real reason was
We don't know.
okay.
You just know that
We
was
just know that he was
Would you like me
lying.
to ask?
You have come across traders here in passing. I don't believe you've met them yet, but you know that there are people here for trade. But other than that, you just know that he has the book.
All right, we have the book now. How do we get to her?
The boat. And he gives a sweeping gesture as his puffy sleeves ruffle in the humid wind, and a boat comes to the edge of the Soggy Court, piloted by a gondolier in full regalia.
Hello.
The gondolier.
He bows back, which causes the boat to shift forward and backwards and settle once more.
I'm gonna hop on.
As
Get on as well.
the sailing term goes, everyone get on.
And Nick, you're gonna be okay?
More adventures across water. God, this.
Do you want
Would you like me to-
blindfold help or something?
You want me to tuck you into my jacket?
Thank you. No, that's okay. I appreciate it, Cody.
You'll be okay. It's all right.
I'm in the center of the boat, as centermost as I can be.
Maybe you should sit behind him.
Yeah, if it'll make you feel safer, I can do that.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Once you are all in the boat itself, you are piloted from the Soggy Court across this foggy lake.
Are you still wearing the big blue scarf?
I would think so, yeah.
Like the concept of his little outfit and this big blue scarf that he's like huddled in.
Every now and then getting in my face.
Across the foggy lake through lily pads and occasionally swimming bullywugs, occasionally boats of bullywugs with their tattered parasols, conversing in croaks and chatters, you are led here to the base of this towering
Chicken leg.
it's not chicken-legged.
Oh, that's stilts.
Yes, stilted cottage in the center of the lake itself, where you were let off onto the base of the pier.
Is it Pier 1 or...
Pier 5. In this case, pure D12.
A march on it.
So the name of your band, or
March on up or pure D12?
D12.
Yeah. Yeah.
These chicks don't even know the name of my band.
that all on me?
Like they want to hold hands.
I have no comments on whatever is happening right now.
They don't know me.
All right. Boop, boop.
But what about your salsa?
My salsa.
I'll stop at province.
That was a lie.
Actually. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
darn.
The lie detector test determined it's a fat lie.
The results are in, and you are in fact alive.
But are you the father?
Walking up the stairs, you are greeted with the sight of darkness.
Oh.
Number?
I will cast dark vision. No.
Will they confuse?
It wouldn't be MMMcast.
If we didn't have sudden technical difficulties that were solved earlier and are now no longer solved.
Is it in the page setting?
Probably is. It's all right. We are going to work on it.
I can always bring chewy candy. I can't have that. It's in my wonky jaw.
I shouldn't have thought of that.
Can I steal something?
If there's any consolation, we're almost at the 2 hour mark.
That was too many. Sorry.
And then just theater of the mind, or do you need it?
Given that we're close to the end, we may see it next week. As you come up in here, we can go back to the social screen, and a recessed pool lined with moldy clay tiles takes up most of this large square room. Stagnant water fills the depression to a depth of 1 foot. Rising from the pool's center is the head of a stone well that gives off an unpleasant, pungent odor. In one corner of the pool stands a tall, dirty, freestanding mirror in an oval frame, and floating on the water is a large lily pad. Creaky wooden floorboards are arranged in a 10-foot wide raised walkway around the pool. This walkway is crowded with shelves, tables, and stools in all shapes and styles. Almost every available surface is littered with stacks of dirty plates, scraps of food, old junk. Dressing dummies are pushed together in one corner, and a wooden staircase spirals up from another. 5 closed doors lead from the room.
Was the guide still with us?
No, they didn't come off the pier with you.
Up or out?
Everyone try not to die. Especially you. It would be especially sad if you died.
I go to the nearest door and just kind of listen for any noise.
I'm just going to go ahead and turn that off and hope for the best. All right. Should now be able to see.
It's loading.
Alerting.
It's been loading for.
You may need to reload.
This is the second time reloading.
Oh no.
I wonder if it's the site.
The water in this area, as you come up from this hatchway in the corner, the water around it is murky.
Mm-hmm.
Like murky dirky or dirky murky?
Both.
Does it smell any different from the other murky, swampy water
That mild smell of musk and mildew that surrounds the swamp itself is intensified.
Okay.
So you said the closest door?
Well,
So the closest door from the trapdoor that you entered in from the pier below leads to the south. Out of that door.
So I hadn't opened it yet. I was just listening.
Okay, listening at it then.
Excuse me.
It is quiet. There's the vague sound of crickets buzzing, but nothing more than you've heard around the swamp itself thus far. Sounds muted by being indoors now versus outside.
Okay. I open the door. I'm looking.
This 10-foot wide balcony runs almost the length of the cottage and is covered from end to end with living frogs. At each end of the balcony, attached to one corner of the cottage just beyond easy reach, is a clothesline draped with patchwork garments. The two lines stretch out over the lake and disappear into the thick fog. And through the rotary, you recognize the clothing network.
Oh. So, am I getting the all the doors lead onto this balcony?
I'm so sorry, I can't show you the map quite yet. But this is just, you can see, do you step out onto the balcony?
Sure.
As soon as you step out, all of the frogs ribbit in unison. There's just this deafening,
Sorry, I didn't mean to offend.
and they start to chirp out of your way.
Pardon me. Step carefully.
All right.
I'm watching the
Sorry, guys.
internals of the cottage while she's doing all of it, while he is doing all of this, so that I can be watching for threats.
It's clear that there are no other doors onto this balcony, only 2 windows that you saw inside.
I go back in. Oh, lots of frogs out there. Balcony.
Hey, where are we at?
You are on the bottom, so go to the very bottom.
Oh, like marshes.
Yeah, with the weird torches that I accidentally placed.
Bottom. Who's got to bottom?
Cody, I thought.
Sumptuous of you.
I mean, it's really not.
Within the room now, there is 1 door to the west and 3 to the east.
Like, all right, I go to the next one. Should we all stand at one and whip them open at the same time?
I mean, is it not our goal to just face this creature? Why don't we just call out a solemn challenge?
Well,
Element of surprise. Wonderful.
It would be very surprising for her to be challenged in her own seat of power.
what is this book anyway? Hand it to you.
Okay.
Can you tell?
Yeah, that's it. I was curious about it, and I'll open it up.
I'm peeking over.
Maybe the nerd should look at it.
I mean,
What's in-
she could do magic too.
Yeah, where's Cosmo Ben?
The scrawling on the front of it with magical symbols are not clearly legible, but upon opening it, you can discern that this is a book of slights.
Oh.
It is a list, as you scroll through the pages, of everybody that has dishonored, harmed, annoyed Bavlorna.
What was that book in Mean Girls?
Burn book.
It's the burn.
It's the burn book.
Is there a cow in there?
There is not a cow in there.
Oh.
Can we find us in there at all?
Do I
Maybe
reckon-
towards the back?
I'll start flipping through and see if I recognize anybody that we've encountered.
As you get towards the back of the book, you do see reference to Golub the 19th. You do not see reference to any of you.
What
We
about
should add our names in there. He's going to be very annoyed that we murdered.
maybe after? After.
Maybe.
What about Sir Talavar in there?
Yes.
And I want to read his page. It's just like, oh, yeah, Sir Talavar.
For destruction of swamp balloons and unrest in the Soggy Court, leading to disruption of my rest.
Sounds
What about
pretty
the king who stole the book? Is he in there?
No,
No.
I don't see him.
Is there any evidence that somebody has removed anything from the book?
Roll investigation.
I'll help.
Yeah, roll with.
All right, that's better. Because if everyone remembers, I have a 6 intelligence, and investigation is an intelligence skill. So 19 to a 17.
Nope. Seems all
All
intact.
intact.
I wonder why he took this. I mean, assuming he took it.
Well, I mean, knowing about
I mean, I
who's on
definitely
her bad list would be advantageous, I think.
True.
It was used for plotting.
And
I'm
this
sure.
is the balcony she went to with all the froggies?
Yes.
Oh, and there's the clotheslines. Oh, I love it. Can we see it now? Yay.
Pentanos. Next,
I'll close the
balcony
book and
door.
tuck it away.
As you all move to the next door, those of you with a passive perception of 15 or above,
Sorry, are tokens here?
they are. But they're on the wrong layer.
Are these people?
No, they're dress forms.
Oh,
Passive perception of 15.
yeah, right.
So it may only be you that sees this. On the ceiling, coming from under the stairs, you see a strange creature watching you.
Where is
I'll start looking
here?
up.
It looks like a weird, froggy, toady creature with circular, almost glazed glass eyes and hair from its head that is hanging downward as it sits upside down on the ceiling, seemingly stuck there with pale green skin.
How large is it?
Jeldra, pay attention to what's going on.
I am.
We'll all look.
Can we identify it?
You can.
Hello?
It looks very familiar.
I saw this one at the carnival.
You did. And I am looking for
Hand
the...
up.
Yes, I am.
Were you the only one that saw it?
Yeah, I think this is the one I saw specifically. You saw the moon face lady
Yeah.
specifically. And I think we all saw the pig mask at one point. Or
Yeah.
maybe you, actually, ironically.
Yeah, I don't think it did.
Were you with us when we saved that guy from the mirror?
Yeah.
Then you would have seen it then.
Oh, yeah. It ran away. That's right.
On the left of this image, that toad-like creature on top of the tree is what is currently hanging from the ceiling, looking down upon all of you. And as you each meet its glassy gaze, that is where we'll end tonight. Thank you so much for joining us for another episode of the Mighty Misfit Menagerie. Sorry, this one was a little bit shorter because we had some technical and animal difficulties throughout the evening. But we look forward to seeing you all next week. As always, please, if you enjoyed this video, like and subscribe, leave a comment with any questions or whatnot that you have. We're always watching the comments and we're happy to answer them. And we love talking with you guys. As well as that, we also have our Discord in the doobly-doo below. So if you want to hang out with us some more, we're on there.
Did we do over there?
And thank you so much to all of the patrons that make this possible, that help us get the equipment to run the stream every week. Sparky, David, Daniel, Rio's mom, Alistair, Sean, Rockelman, Death's Grasp, and Kevin Fox. Eric Fox. Thank you. I have this is a pseudonym of somebody that we know, and it's always very difficult for me to not just say the person's name. I appreciate their privacy, but I cannot remember the damn pseudonym. And as always, all feetsies for the Kraken.
Sticky.
Good night, everybody.